Welcome to Valerie's Real Talk podcast. My name is Valerie Smith, and I'm your host. Today is episode 34, and I'm going to speak to you on how to incorporate mindfulness in your life. I know that you're probably wondering, what is mindfulness? Well, my definition of mindfulness, because I incorporate it in my life, is how you respond to situations without emotions. Back in 2016, my nutritionist had introduced mindfulness to me. She felt that mindfulness was a great practice because it helps you deal with emotions and how you solve problems effectively without emotions. Now, I know you're thinking, how is that possible when, as humans, we're emotional anyway? However, it's different because now you're looking at the problem for what it is, and the problem is not you. You're taking yourself out of the problem, looking at it, and how can you solve it effectively? And that is in anything that you do. It could be work, it could be a project, it could be an event that you're planning, it could be dealing with your children, or husband, or boyfriend, anything in life. You are going to have emotions. Now, I know people say, why not other things? We're going to cover everything that deals with emotions, even if I didn't say it the way you want it. See how mindfulness is that great? Because someone out there in podcast land said, why didn't she say this? Because you cannot control the narrative. We always want to be in control about what is being said, what is being done, and you cannot control every situation. And that is why when you incorporate mindfulness, it has you look at the problem or the situation. Because we want it to sound the way we want, or we want the problem to go as smooth in our direction, and we get very emotional because it's not going the way we want it. When you incorporate mindfulness, you have to still the mind. The mind has to be still. You have to look at the problem, evaluate it, and have understanding on how to solve it. Once you get to that level of mindfulness, you have arrived. But many questions arise. Is it an overnight success when you start mindfulness? And the question was, is it an overnight success? And I will answer no. It takes 6 months to a year to incorporate this practice. The first 6 months is getting a rhythm to understanding your own emotions. And then after a year, you have mastered the understanding on how to incorporate mindfulness in your own life. And then you're introducing it to your loved ones and your friends. And you're going to see how important mindfulness is, not just how you solve problems, but how you eat, how you sleep. It's amazing. And it brings this sense of calmness in your life. And a lot of people are going to look at you like, oh, she's not as reactive. No, you're proactive. You're looking at the problem for what it is. You're getting better at solving problems. You're getting ready to be the person that you're supposed to be. And that is a great problem solver. I love solving problems. I love complex problems. And when I look at the problem, that's when I incorporate mindfulness. How can we make this situation better? That's how we solve problems, not coming at each other in a meeting, talking over each other. That's why you have to incorporate this practice, because one, it has a sense of empathy. I'm pretty sure you heard of empathy. It gives you a sense of, wow, I need to listen better. And that's where mindfulness come in. You're being mindful now. It's not about you, it's about them. We cannot control all situations. I know that it's hard, but however, we have to be mindful, and you hear that all the time, be mindful to being a great listener, being mindful to solving problems effectively, and being mindful to know that you don't have to be in control of all situations. The only thing you need to do is to be mindful to why the situation happened and how can you move forward with a great solution. Now, is mindfulness a broad topic? It don't have to be. It can be as simple as looking at the problem for what it is, evaluate it without emotions, and bring together a solution to that problem. Now, I'm going to give you some homework. I want you to bring out a journal or a piece of paper, and I want you to think of a time when you was at an emotional state with a problem, and it got out of hand. It wasn't the best solution because everybody at the table was emotional. And now look at mindfulness for what it is, a great practice to look at the problem, come together as a group, or it could be just you. How will you solve that problem without being reactive? And I want you to date it, and I want you to look 6 months from now and how did mindfulness help you from the time you started until after 6 months to a year. I want to say thank you for joining me at Valerie's R.E.A.L Talk podcast. And I know you're going to be successful in incorporating mindfulness in your life. And I look forward to seeing you for episode 35.